Hey everybody, welcome back to the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. My name is Scott. If you're looking for reviews of different whiskeys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also make sure to hit the bell notification. That's going to alert you to when I'm doing new uploads and live streams. Thank you very much for your support. If you're already a subscriber, I greatly appreciate it. So today from Spirits of French Lick out of West Baden Springs, Indiana, we've got their Lee W. Sinclair, which is a 4-grain bourbon. MASHBILL on this is going to be, I don't have the percentages, but it's going to be a mixture of corn, wheat, oats, and barley. Proof on this, 90 proof or 45% ABV. And this is non-age stated. However, it is a straight bourbon whiskey, so we know it's a minimum of 2 years old. MSRP on this is right around that $45 to $50 price point. So what I try to do really with all of my reviews is we'll go through the appearance, we'll nose it, we'll taste it, kind of get into the finishing aspects of it, and then discuss any other details about the product itself. So, all right, let's go ahead and we'll kind of get into the review. So as you can see with this, a really nice kind of like light copper type of color to it. And as I move this around in the glass, it's really, really clinging to the glass. Legs are running very well. It's kind of showing a very oily kind of characteristic to it. So, all right, let's get into the nose here. All right, so this is going to be through a pot still distillation. So if anybody's familiar with kind of the pot still versus column still, they generally have a little bit of a different, not only on the nose, but on the profile, the taste profile of it too. So, and so far, if you're familiar with that pot still type of smell, it's got that to it like immediately. So I get some of the corn grain with this right away, a vanilla note. I'm really starting to pick up now a bit of like peanut butter as well. Nice caramel note there. And then here come kind of like maybe from the oat part of this is some of the cereal grain, so like very, like if you're just smelling like a cereal, that kind of grain is kind of what I'm picking up. A little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of light oak there as well. And I guess in addition to the grain, I'm getting like a kind of like a, not quite a burnt toast, but this kind of like toast aspect to it. And then maybe even a little bit of a citrus, like kind of a more of a green type of citrus to it. Very, very interesting nose. It's got a lot going on really with it. So, all right, let's get into the taste. Cheers. So what I like to try to do is rather than, trying to judge or figure out off of one sip, a second or third sip really helps, allows you to coat the mouth, get your palate kind of acclimated to what it is you're tasting. So again, right away, very similar to the nose. There's that very kind of pot still, I'll say pot still funk to it. It's not in a bad way. It's just a lot of times you can pick up these whiskeys and the nosing and flavor profile from something that's distilled through, the pot still, versus a standard column still. So I know that's a little bit difficult to kind of explain, but if you know the difference between the two, you'd kind of pick that up a little bit like right away. So, but it's very soft. It's creamy. It's mouth coating. There's a nice floral aspect to it. Some of those cinnamon notes are kind of coming through. But a very, I'll say, grainy in from the standpoint of, again, that cereal type of note to it. There's that cereal grain aspect. Nice vanilla note there to it as well. Still some of that oak and spices is present. A lot going on with this. So there's a lot of layers to this, which is really nice. It's very, I would say, complex, 90 proof, but maybe drinks a tad bit hotter than 90 proof, but not much. Still coats the mouth really, really well. You start to feel this tingle like kind of on both sides of the mouth, which is kind of nice. So it's really coating the mouth really, really well. There's this butterscotchy type of note to it as well. So it's like that creamy butterscotch. But that's the one thing I kind of keep coming back to is a great mouthfeel. In addition to the creaminess of it, it's very like viscous and thick feeling, you know, in your mouth, which is nice. And all of that is helping to really kind of coat the palate and allow all of these flavors to kind of present themselves. So really, really nice, you know, whiskey. I really, really enjoy this. It's one of those ones you could sit down with. And I would say if you had like a nice, you know, medium-bodied cigar, I think this would really, really go well, you know, with something like that. It has a lot of complexity to it, interesting flavor profile. Again, a little bit different than some of the other ones, but really, really nice for the most part. Finish-wise, I would say as we kind of continue to talk, more of the oak wants to kind of come out in that nice spice to it. So it kind of shifts from it being kind of creamy and soft and floral to now being a little bit more of the oak, a little bit of dryness that's there, maybe some leather type of notes to it. But still, you're still left with some of that graininess, which is nice. So if you appreciate that part of it, you know, in a whiskey or in a bourbon, you'll really, really enjoy this. It's got a lot of complexity to it. So that's one thing that I really enjoy. And I think, you know, not being a huge like Scotch person, but I think this would be a very good bourbon that a lot of Scotch drinkers would really enjoy. There's a lot of flavor that's there, some nice complexity, and I just think it has something that, you know, that Scotch drinkers, you know, would really, really enjoy with this. So I'll kind of leave it at that. But again, fantastic, you know, bourbon whiskey. I'll be interested. They also have a couple of other things. I know they've got a wheated bourbon, which I would love to try. They've got some other things kind of going on. This again will be one of these distilleries that I'll really kind of keep my eye on. I know the master distiller there is doing some fantastic things and really likes to experiment and do some different stuff. So that's very, you know, interesting in itself. So I'll really look forward to kind of watching and seeing how things develop, and hopefully having the opportunity to try a few more of their products and bring some more reviews to you guys with those. So anyway, so again, this is the Lee W. Sinclair 4-grain bourbon from Spirits of French Lick. So hopefully you'll check them out. I'll have all the links in the description below to the distillery if you want to read up and see maybe where you can find it. Give it a try. I know they would appreciate that. So with that being said, so like, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know, have you tried this? Is this something that you enjoy? Were you picking up some of the same type of characteristics that I was? I'm always interested to know, you know, what everybody else is trying out there, you know, especially with what it is I'm doing reviews of, and really all of that. So if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you can at mybourbonjourney. Same thing through Twitter. Also have a Facebook page, My Bourbon Journey, as well. If you'd like to subscribe to that, feel free to do so. Also, in addition, if you'd like to help support or contribute to the channel, you can through my Patreon page, which I'll have linked in the description below. So again, I'd like to say thanks for tuning in today to today's review, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. And like I say, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.